My story started about 18 months ago, fit and healthy. Suddenly out of nowhere, got a really strong headache, incredibly strong headache. So much so that it was, I was losing my sight, felt awful. So my partner took me up to the local emergency room at the hospital, and they didn't really triage me. I sort of sat in the corner for 6 hours, thrown up in a bucket and feeling like I was dying. I felt really bad. But eventually they saw me and said that I had a migraine. And I thought, I don't believe that's possible, because I've never had a migraine before, and never heard of a migraine making someone lose their vision like this. Three weeks later, same thing happened again. And this time, bang, I lost most of my vision, central vision. I could sort of see around the outside a little bit. Went back up to A&E. They sent me to the ophthalmology department, and the chap there said, "You've got a migraine." How come I've never had one, and I've had two in 3 weeks, and I can't see? You know, I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. And when my partner was driving me up to hospital, buses and cars were disappearing. They'd kind of come down the side of my vision, and then this big black hole in the middle, they'd just get sort of become invisible. And he said all migraines can cause all sorts of strange optic effects. I didn't really believe it, but you know, when you're faced with that sort of clinician expertise, you just kind of think, oh, well, I'm not going to waste your time, so I'll go. For the next 4 days, my vision was getting worse, my headache was getting worse, and I just felt that no one was listening to me. So in the end, I went back a step and phoned my GP, and he said straight away, "You could have had a stroke." So he arranged for me to go straight up there and have a scan, which I'd never had. They'd never given me a scan. And the scan showed that I'd had 5 strokes. I'd had a blood clot, an embolism, that must have started somewhere in the body and travelled to my brain and exploded. Had I have been spotted 3 weeks previously, the first episode was what they call a TIA, a kind of a warning sign, a mini stroke. Had that have been picked up then, the secondary stroke would not, or could have been prevented, because I would have been on blood thinners, I would have been on medication, I wouldn't have been going to the gym, lifting weights above my head and doing all the things that you shouldn't do with a blood clot. So the long tail effect of it is this brain fatigue and over-sensory stimulation. I can't do restaurants and bars anymore. Too much noise, visual stimulation shuts my brain down, and I can't do, I don't have a social life anymore. I've got a few hours useful time every day to do some work, and then I need to have a sleep and reset my brain. And I just feel a little bit like I'm on half power still. I mean, all along, all I wanted was for someone to listen to me and to believe in my story. And I never really got that from the hospital. You know, it was always, go away, you're wasting our time, you've got a migraine, we've got COVID to deal with, there were bigger fish to fry. And I kind of felt that I wanted the hospital to know that that wasn't right. Over and above the compensatory issues about losing work, losing the ability to drive, losing the ability to have a social life, it was more about being listened to and being heard. So I did speak to Slater and Gordon about really just to kind of tell my story, and about sort of asking them, you know, is it me? Is this normal? Is this because I've never had this situation before? Or is this a situation that needs addressing and needs someone to be accountable for? And they listened, and I instantly, you know, knew that they understood me and they got me and they believed in me.